Well, we got the time capsule open. It was a little bit of a chore. As I mentioned in an earlier video, there was quite a bit of water that had accumulated in the pipe where the capsule was being stored. And a not insignificant amount of water also made its way into the capsule. So some of the objects that were stored in here have been damaged. I want to share a couple of the things with you that we found that have successfully survived. They've shown their age a little bit, but here in this time capsule, I want to show you this this Hanukkah menorah. We're going to get these things cleaned up as best we can once we remove some of the dirt and rust and age that they've accumulated over the years. But here's a Hanukkah menorah, a Hanukkah, right down here. The objects that were made of metal survived the best. They were the most resilient in their resting place here in the time capsule. We have a pair of Shabbat candlesticks. Again, they've gathered some rust and decomposed a little bit during their time, but you can definitely tell what those were. And also, lastly here, also made of metal, is this Kiddush cup. We're going to clean off some of this mud and patina that has accumulated on these objects and see if we can show you a little bit better what these looked like when they were originally placed in the capsule years ago by those who led this congregation before us. So these are a few of the finds that were made of more resilient materials in the time capsule. There are also quite a few things made of paper, and those did not fare as well. There was a Bible, a Tanakh, a Jewish Bible. And interestingly here, this is a fairly decomposed copy of the Chamesh Megillot, the 5 scrolls. These are the scrolls that are used on holidays, Passover, Shavuot, Tisha B'Av, and so on. Interestingly, I have a bit of a personal connection to this book. This book was edited and published by my late father, so it's pretty cool to see this book that he worked so hard on here in this time capsule that we opened up here at Temple. This is no longer fit for use. As you can see, it's really decomposed. The paper has totally fallen apart and dissolved. So this and all of the other sacred writings that are in this book will get a proper burial as part of our temple Geniza. Put this to the side. This is a bit messy and a little bit sloppy. So we're just going to put a spot, find that a spot right over there. Here is another piece of scripture. This is a copy of the Tanakh that you can see really did not hold up well in all that mud and water and moisture that it sat in for decades. But this is a Tanakh, Jewish Bible. Set that aside over here. And that will also get a proper burial in our Geniza. The last thing that I want to share with you is pretty cool. It is maybe no accident and maybe reassuring to know that one of the most strongest surviving artifacts of this time capsule is this directory from the Sisterhood of Temple Emmanuel. Most of the names are too far gone to read, but we can pry apart a few of the pages, see some names here and phone numbers, some ads in this directory, some names of individuals and families that are still part of our congregation. See an ad here for Green Family Camp, where we still send our kids, hundreds and hundreds of them every year. The names of members of the sisterhood, so it's nice to know that we still have that connection to the families, the women, the leaders who cared for and shepherded this congregation in the last generation or two, many of whom are still very involved in love and leadership of our beloved congregation. I think that's about all we found for now. I'll keep digging and practicing my amateur archaeology, and if I find any other interesting artifacts that I can share with you, we'll be sure to do so in a later video. Thanks for coming with us as we discovered these riches of the Emmanuel time capsule.